Hello Buddy Fighters, welcome back to another Buddy Fight video. Before I do get into this though, I did change my name from J Gaming Buddy Fight to Buddy Jacoby as I felt I need my own original name, kind of trademark, and I will change the banner icon. I did change my channel icon, I'm going to leave it as that for now. And also Buddy Fight Abridged, I want to do a Buddy Fight Abridged series for Buddy Fight X. I believe I already made a video on that, so I'll leave a link in the description to that as well. And of course a link to Buddy Spoiler as well, so you guys can check out the cards and all the new news on Buddy Fight as well. So again, link and all the stuff in the description below. Let's get straight into it. So we've got the third Buddyfight X set right here. Reverse Tempest Thunder Empire. Obviously it seems it's going to be based around Thunder Empire. So the set will be released October 7th, 2017. Again, I'm pretty sure this is the Japanese version. Again, it's not confirmed for English. I'm just going to say that. You know, we'll probably get a certain version of it, but you get what I mean. That's the Japanese release date. The set will introduce a new ability, Reverse Tempest, that will be like cards getting new reprints, or if it just means a new ability distributed to Thunder Empires. Not too sure. But you've also got support for the Chaos, Oni Assassins, and a new Danger World deck concept. Now, I'll put a picture of the character up right now who I think is going to be using this new Danger World deck concept. You could say new Danger World cards. I forgot what his name was. I don't know if it was revealed, but one of the Chaos people who are the three Chaos people who are under Master Wisdom, or whatever you want to call them, the antagonist of Buddyfight X. So that's it right there. You see you've got secrets, buddy rares, all this kind of stuff, and you also have the worlds included right there: Dragon, Danger, Katana, Darkness, Dragon World. So I wish there's more ninja support or something else, but Oni Assassins are getting a boost, Chaos is still getting their boost, and interesting to see something new for your Danger World. But you know, Thunder Empire is already something like an attribute that is really, really strong. So Reverse Tempest is going to be really interesting to see what it is. It does seem like it's something, I feel like it's something that like when you deal damage or something, it returns to your hand, or something that has to do with switching, or I don't know. That's just what I think of. Tell me guys what you think, or what you think this ability could be like, or what it could become. But anyways, let's have a look at some of the cards. There are so many. Now if you do actually look at this, it's from Evolution and Mutation. You guys can check out the set, all the information for yourself on Buddy Spoiler. But we've got a Darkness Dragon World version, a Bots, and a Thor right here. So again, it is a little blurry, so it could change the effect, but this is basically what they've got so far. So enter the Darkness Bots, Dragon World, Darkness Dragon World dual card, size 2 monster, Thunder Empire, and Black Dragon. 7,000 power, 4,000 defense, critical 2. Call cost, pay 2 gauge. When this card is destroyed, draw a card. Start for your attack phase, put a card from your opponent's gauge into the drop zone, and you have 4 life or less, deal 2 damage to your opponent with double attack. So first thing you see straight off from Bots, he doesn't have his special ability that like basically is trademark for all the bosses, that during your turn this card can't be destroyed. But with cards like when this card's destroyed, draw a card, you can combo this up with, let's say, like Noble Sacrifice to draw 2 cards, or other combinations, because he does count as a Black Dragon, so that's really nice. Also stealing an opponent's gauge control, big thing, that's pretty strong. Plus the extra 2 effect damage with the double attack 2 crit is still pretty nice as well. So you know, maybe not so much in Thunder Empires, but it is a really interesting card nonetheless. We've got Dark Crystal, a Thor right here, Dark Dragon World, Star Dragon World dual card, size 3 monster, Black Dragon, Prism Dragon, 7,000 power, 7,000 defense, critical 2. So call cost, pay 3 gauge, and put the top card of your deck into this card. So this card is on your center, you cannot be dealt damage by effects, so if you actually do read the rest of the effect, it can be destroyed by card effects. So do keep that in mind. Big thing, it doesn't have that trademark ability of the regular Thor, just like the Darkness Dragon World version of Bots. So Crystal Pain, when this card's attacked, deal 1 damage to your opponent, and your opponent chooses a card from their hand and discards it. So Crystal Pain only activates once per turn, double attack, and soul guard. So again, burn damage seems to be a thing that's starting to build up for Prism Dragons. There are a few size 3s, size 0, and of course, you know, Crystal Spike, your spells that can deal extra effect damage. So you never know, maybe an effect damage Prism Dragon deck could pop up. But also the ability to get rid of a card from your opponent's hand, even though they get to choose it, it's still pretty hard. Definitely pressuring them that they have to get rid of a card from their hand. And maybe, I don't know if there's a Darkness Dragon World card or Star Dragon World that's size 0, something that like stops your opponent from drawing cards. I don't believe there is, but that's still pretty strong with Soul Guard and double attack. But again, the Thor and Bots do not have their signature abilities of, you know, their monster kind of types. So we got 5th on the Elder Tembu. Now, again, the translation for this I did see change on Buddy Spoiler, so it is still a really interesting card. Anyways, so you got your regular Tembu stats: 6,000 power, 6,000 defense, critical 3, armor dragon, green dragon, Dragon World, size 3 monster. Basic Tembu, Omni Lord, This can be used in any flag or whatever. You guys know. You get the point. You can search it up if you're not too sure what it is. Call cost, pay 2 gauge. When this card enters the field, nullify abilities of a monster's. I'm pretty sure that's a typo. It's supposed to be monster. I'm pretty sure on your opponent's field and destroy the chosen card. So I haven't looked it up on the Buddyfight wiki or other websites yet, but I'm pretty sure it's just target one monster and then nullify abilities and then destroy that monster. So the fact you can use this in any deck, it can be sideboard. That's pretty powerful, especially because you can use 4 of these in Dragon World. I don't really know if it would really be worth it, but you could easily use this to clear your center for Thunder Empire. 2 gauge, bring this card out, nullify your opponent's center, destroy it. You're done with the center, bring in bots, all your cards, and you just have the center wide open for you to just go in. The fact that it's an Omnilord does seem like a big thing, just like, because all basically worlds can have that. Obviously, Dragon World can have more than 1 copies, if you know what the Omnilord effect does. But still, really interesting card. And my goodness, there's so many more. We got Martial Arts King, Dual Seeker, Dual Seeker effect right here, Dual Seeker monster. You can have a look at the stats right there. Just an interesting card that you get 2 gauge. Doesn't seem like anything too special, and it doesn't say anything about the name being regarded as the original Martial Arts King Dual Seeker. So I'm not too sure if that's something that's missing. I don't really play Dual Seeker, so I wouldn't really know. Again, I haven't really played these cards to test them in Buddyfight area as well, so I can't really say. We also got this new interesting Resurrected Demon Wolf Fenrir right here for Legend World and Dungeon World. So this seems to be becoming a thing. It was Demon Lords first because Mysteria, but I don't know. It's an interesting card. Size 3 monster, size 3. Sorry, Asgard, 10,000 power, 8,000 defense, critical 2. Call cost, pay 4 gauge. When this card is discarded from your hand, pay 2 gauge. If you do call this card from drop zone without paying its call cost. So it basically reduces the call cost by 2, basically. When this card is field, put the top card of your deck into this card's soul. There are no cards in your hand or your opponent's hand, so either one, this card gets critical +1, double attack, soul card. So you basically get 3 crit double attack, which seems mad for 2 gauge. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like anything too insane for me. If it was like maybe 4 crit double attack, that would be pretty darn insane. But it doesn't seem too powerful, especially because you only get extra crit 1 if you fill that really hard requirement. We've also got Searing Iron Armor, Chief Dual Jaeger. To me, this seems like something you use in Dragon's Wide just because it specifies in the size doing the effect that you see right there. So, 10,000 power, 5,000 defense, critical 2, Dragon Chief Emperor, size 3 from Ancient World. Call cost, put the top 2 cards of your deck into card soul and pay 3 gauge. If you have 5 or more size 3 monster drop zone, so it doesn't say Dragon Chief Emperor, specifically says size 3 monsters. This card gets critical +1 and penetrate, so giving it up to 3 crit. Counteract, discard a size 3 monster in hand if you do stand this card. So if you use that effect, you can basically get to attack again, basically, by, that's what he means by stand. Because, you know, when you attack with the card, you rest it to show, and then there's all the other detailed rules. You guys can check that out on the Buddyfight website, but basically it gives him another attack, and it's not once per turn. Again, it's really specific, has to be a size 3, but I guess critical 2, getting able to attack and attack again, especially with that 10,000 power, it does seem pretty strong. I haven't played the card itself anyways, and I don't think anyone has yet, because, you know, they just got this info out, but it does seem really interesting. Not once per turn, you can just keep standing him, which seems pretty strong, but again, you'd usually want to use him in Dragon's Wide, because, you know, size 3's dragons being used in that. There's also this really interesting Skull Warrior right here, if anybody wants to see it. It's a little untranslated, but it has an interesting effect to call a certain size monster from your drop zone. And then, oh, let me catch my breath for a second. All of these cards, just wow. Okay, where to even start? We've got Demonic Dragon Deity of Demise World, Azitahaka Gaians. We got a new version of Gaian. Again, this isn't canon. This is not gonna happen in anime. Okay, don't start spreading that. Darkness Dragon World, size 3 monster, Dark Deity Dragon. So you can use this in Dragon's Wide. It doesn't say. It's not like the original Azitahaka Gaian, where you need to have well, your flag has to be Dragon Dry in order to call it. But anyways, 10,000 power, 0 critical, 10,000 defense. So you'd think the card isn't too strong, but then you have to look at the effect. Call cost, put a monster field and this card's soul, pay 3 gauge. So, you know, fairly simple to call. Erasure of history. When this card attacks an opponent's monster, it attacks all of your opponent's monsters instead. So basically attacks everything on the field except for the fighter, I'm pretty sure. And at the end of the battle, if this card attacked, there are no monsters on your opponent's field. Destroy a card on your opponent's field and deal 3 damage to your opponent. So being able to take down items, set spells, again, if they have abilities like can't be destroyed by card effects, then obviously that's not possible. But still, that 3 burn damage does seem pretty good, and double attack. But again, without that 0 crit, you're depending on your opponent to still have something on the field after no monsters that can be destroyed. And like, if they don't have anything, it's basically useless, because you can't deal that 3 damage by effect. And again, he's got 0 critical. So it's an interesting card. Maybe it could revive Dragon Zwei with the guy in deck. I'm not really too sure. We got Charisma, Demon Lord, Teacher, Osmodai. Magic World, times 1 monster, 72 pillars, 5,000 power, 1,000 defense, critical of 1. So Shari's magic, when this card is field, choose 2 monsters with different names from your shuffle zone, face down, shuffle them. Your opponent picks a card at random for the 2 cards, and you call that monster by paying its call cost. Shari's magic only activates once per turn. So basically, being able to call your 72 pillars from the drop zone, basically any 2 monsters for Magic World. So it doesn't say it specifically has to be 72 pillars or anything, so that's really interesting. Then you've also got this card, Rock Demon Lord Teacher Roosevelt. So Magic World, size 2 monster, 72 pillars, 4,000 power, critical 2, 4,000 defense. Once card is destroyed, top card deck into your gauge, you gain a life. Once card is defeated by the effect of a card, for this turn this card gets double attack. Then this card is defeated by the effect of a card with Osmoda, and this card, for this turn this card gets triple attack. So pair this up with this, and somehow be able to use Osmodai's effect to call this card, you get triple attack. So interesting. That obviously seems a lot more offense. Again, only 4,000 power, but there's other cards that can boost your 72 pillars. So interesting card right there. We've also got this interesting untranslated Purgatory Knights leader, Geist Demios. So you got your classic Demios stats. Counteract, destroy monster destroy monster on your field with Purgatory Knights and its card name. You choose and use one of the following 3. So one of them is Santa's card, and the other 2 are untranslated. So the fact you get to choose 3 effects is going to be interesting. Again, it's not confirmed what those are, but Demios having those 3 options, it seems like he's going to be a strong card. I can't say for sure, though. We got Bringer, Spring Breeze, Sylph right here, Legend World, size 0 monster, White Stark, and Fairy, power 2,000, defense 2,000, critical of 1. So counteract during your turn, you discard a card from your hand. If you do for this turn, all the monsters on your field get critical +1. So that includes impact monsters you call. It's just a constant effect for this turn. All monsters get critical +1. Again, only activates once per turn. Once card is discarded from your hand, for this turn, a monster field gets penetrate. So, being able to get penetrate and critical to your monsters in your field, definitely something strong. You could probably just have this card just for the penetrate, or just to give your size 3s, like for example the wolf that we looked at earlier. If I can remember his name, Genriff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. But yeah, being able to give that extra critical 1, especially being a size 0, so it can be with size 3s on the field. And also being able to give penetrate, so definitely a big boost to Wild Stark and Fairies. We also got this interesting Jump Bunker Dragon XIV, aka 14. So it seems to be him dealing with Armor Dragon babies. Again, this isn't really canon, but you know, bring back Jump. Put the top card deck in his card, so 1 gauge when this card deals damage to your opponent, destroy card opponent's field, penetrate Sogar. So seems like an interesting, you know, maybe sideboard for Dragon World. The fact you get to destroy a card can be pretty helpful sometimes. We also got this interesting Oni Assassin Weapon, my bad. Katana World, Hairpin Needle, Huzuki. 5,000 power, critical 1. Crit cost, pay 1 gauge, pay 1 life. This card can attack even if there's a monster on your center. When a monster enters the field from the drop zone, basically by ambush, draw a card. This ability only activates once per turn. So giving you some draw power is nice, but again, it's only once per turn. And you've also got these really interesting, basically just different versions with artwork of certain cards. Like this is supposed to be Snake Gaze, this is supposed to be Cascade, and etc. etc. There's also this interesting Kiribuki. I'm not going to go over his stats because I don't know why. It didn't seem like anything too special to me. When he has his field, you get to return a card in the field to his owner's hand, so that can include items and spells as well. So I guess that's interesting. Choose a monster in your field, reveal this card in your hand. If you do, put this card face down into your chosen card's soul, and ambush. So the fact you get to put this card in your hand, you basically get to keep returning stuff. Can be annoying, especially for something like maybe bots, because if your opponent doesn't have banning and bots is getting returned to hand or somewhere, you basically can't prevent that because his effect is only when destroyed, not returned. So interesting card. Also is ambush. We've got this Violent Cloth of Ruin, Abigail. Size 1 monster, Black Dragon, Darkness Dragon World, 6,000 power, 1,000 defense, critical 2, 1 gains this card in its field, you gain 2 life. So right off the bat, just bringing this card out on the field, gain 2 life. It's not once per turn or anything. And the end of your turn, if you Black Dragon's on your field, destroy a card on your opponent's field. So this seems like something that your opponent has to deal with, or else a card on the field just gets popped, just like that. Again, it's your turn at the end of a turn, or end of whatever turn. You get the point. But yeah, really strong card. Jeez, pretty sure I'm killing my throat right now. But yeah, lots of really interesting cards. There's also this right here. An interesting bots. During Trend's current field cannot be destroyed. 4 life unless the card crit +1 penetrate. Seems like maybe a budget version of bots, maybe a promo version. 3 crit, double attack. It's still nice, especially with penetrate. And yeah, this is just a ton of English versions for Chaos Control Crisis. Again, really sorry I haven't uploaded a video or unboxing for that yet. It's just I can't be able to find, like, I'm not able to find them in my area currently right now. And like a few of them are sold out. I think like the trial deck or something. I'm gonna see if I can get them hopefully sometime this week. But hopefully you guys understand. Thank you so much for watching. Pretty sure I killed my throat and went way over the time limit in this video. So thank you so much if you've been watching to this point, and have an awesome